Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. And in today's stream, I'm going to be working a bit more on scene 3 of my animation. And right now, I am working on the hair, or at the very least, the back of the head, because I have to separate the different portions of the hair in order to assure quality, amongst other things. And I actually finished the front portion off screen, so now I'm going to be doing the back portion. So right now, let me just add a few frames that I'm going to be working on so that you guys can see. And anyway, how have you all been? How has everyone been? I've been pretty great. Over the weekend, I went to a sort of family reunion type event. It was actually on my great aunt's side, and it was fun. No, not my great aunt. It was my great aunt's husband. So, my great uncle. It was on his side of the family, and we met a few of his folks. We met some other people. We actually ended up staying on Fort Bragg, which was a really nice experience. I personally really loved it. It was nice. I met a few of my cousins and a few younger kids. I'd have to say the difficult part or the difficult thing that I personally experienced was the fact that I'm I'm in my 20s, my early 20s, 22. So it's hard for me to, at least when it comes to family events, it's hard for me to meet people that are around my age. So, but I will say that staying on base, staying on Fort Bragg was nice. So right now, like I said, I'm working on the back of the hair, and this is gonna be something I shouldn't say quick, but because there's gonna be so much obscuring it, I can be a little lax and okay, there we go. The fluid brush is slowing down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to control save it here. Then I'm going to clear my history. And that should help with the RAM issues. So because she is so because her walking path is along this highway, I mean not along this highway but along this crosswalk, what her hair is going to be doing, or at least the back of her head, is it is supposed to be going down like this because it's connected to her head. And then you're supposed to see a slight sort of movement backward, almost like a sort of L shape. So now that is what I have to draw for this frame, is a bit of an L shape for her head. Okay, so just so I don't mess this up, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to hide the eyes. The head and hair can stay visible, but for the body, I do think that I'm gonna have to alter the alpha, the opacity, to about 50%. Now, as for this planning layer, let me right click this, go to properties, and then I'm going to alter this to about, let's say 25. That's even better. And so to explain what I'm trying to do, I want to put all of my drawing power and all of my focus on the back of the head, on the hair. So the reason why I altered the opacity is so that I do not get confused, and also so that I do not miss any lines that I'm drawing. This hair tie is a bit big. So let me go back. So I have the onion skin tool right here. Let's see. Something is happening with the pressure. I think I'm gonna lower the pressure just a little bit because I'm getting some unstable. There you go. You know what? I shouldn't have played with my fluid brush. Now all of my lines are coming out as like shaky or crooked. You see, right here, I don't know why that keeps happening. So let me use the eraser tool to erase this excess. I'm gonna zoom in to clean this up with the eraser tool. So this is the part where I get to I want to say jumping maybe. Essentially what happens is I have to use a sort of variation of wave principle. So to further explain, wave principle is wave principle is a concept in animation where you have sort of like a piece of fabric or hair that ripples and moves back and forth. And so it's a concept that I, in my college and in high school, this actually was not a concept that was taught. Rather, I had to find it out for myself. And my skill set with wave principle can be shaky at times because I have other factors at the same time I need to account for, like the fact that I am animating on threes. So I really have to sort of chop up what I am expressing in my animation. So because this character, this jogging woman, is moving forward in space, I have to account for both her forward momentum as well as the wind that is blowing her hair backwards. So it's just so there's gonna be some jerk in her hair, if that makes sense. So I think now I can sort of draw her hair being pulled back now. And again, that's why things like hair ties or different ornaments can actually help you when you're animating, because then that's something that you can sort of zero in on and concentrate. That helps you piece together what is happening with the particular object or area that you're working on. So let me Oh, shit. And so now I'm going to have the hair return or recede back to the main body. So what I'm going to have to do is rotate the hair tie to about, I want to say maybe a few degrees counterclockwise because it is coming down or closer to the body. And that also means that the hair is going to move downward as well. So anyway, how has everyone else been doing? What's up with you guys? I've just pretty much been chilling. I'm still on the whole, job search. I decided to take a small break from LinkedIn, and now I've just been applying to jobs on ArtStation. And I get more, I want to say, hopeful replies from ArtStation. I've also been thinking of doing more research and going directly to the sites because I don't think I brought this up, but like I had gotten a shady sort of message or like a shady um job application. Like this dude, he had messaged me on LinkedIn saying that he wanted to hire me and he asked if I was ready for a call. He said that he saw my application for like graphic design. And yeah, we were talking a little bit about that, but then he said like, "Oh, well, the graphic design position isn't open, but we do have a realtor position." And then he sort of talked me through making an account, but he had me make a realtor account and he wanted me to put a house under my possession. It was like this realtor site where you can just put up houses to be sold or whatever. It was really shady. And I'm glad I didn't put any of my serious information in. Like I didn't put my bank card or my bank information in. But it was still very shady and concerning because I don't want to be some realtor. I don't want to put buildings or other offices and homes in my name. So I quickly noped out of that. I then contacted the site owner because it was one of those sites. It was like one of those easy made sites where you can just quickly put up a house for sale. Never mind. Nonetheless, um, I had contacted the site director. I told them that this shady person wanted me to put a house listing up. I notified them. I also took screenshots of my profile, of my email exchange, and I pretty much deleted my account because just in case something were to happen, I don't want to be held liable or responsible. And I just want people to know, like, in this day and age, it is very hard to get a job, and at times, your desire or your want for work can blind you, and you may hop on the first job you see. So, for anyone who is watching, I just want you to know be careful and be very meticulous with what you choose to seek and do because things can and most likely will go sideways for you. Be very careful and be very cautious out there. A job will come, and I know people are and I know people want jobs. I want a job. I want to work, but at the same time you have to be careful because people air quotes, potential employers can abuse the system and get you to do things, buy things, purchase things that you won't want. So just be careful out there. I'm trying to figure out how to. It's taking me a minute, but let's see. That actually looks pretty bad. So, ugh, that looks kind of terrible. It doesn't really flow like what I'm aiming for. I think what I can do actually is use the pen tool, well, not the pen tool, but the selection tool to select this and then resize it so that it fits there. Rotate it. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Let me just erase all of this because I don't like how it turned out. This is really bad. Really, really bad. I'm trying to think of a way to draw this, if that makes sense. It's taking me a minute. Let me get some water. Yeah, so I've actually been rewatching LA by Night, and For those of you who don't know, LA by Night a LA by Night is a game. It is by Vampire the Masquerade in World of Darkness, essentially where these people play as different vampires and there are different clans of vampires. It's a very gothic, sort of modern noir with hints and elements of, I want to say, like drama, with elements of drama. And the main story follows a coterie. It's sort of like a party. It follows a coterie of vampires who are in Los Angeles and they're sort of grappling with the different dramas and different issues that come about with being vampires. They wake up during the night, they have to feed, they have to sort of stay in their territory, and there's always something happening in their territory where they have to like see to it personally or talk to people. They have to make ghouls, and it is really good. The first episode for the first season, it has maybe like 1.5 views, and honestly, in my personal opinion, it is a hidden gem because World of Darkness, I mean Vampire the Masquerade, it was on Geek and Sundry, and it came up around the same time as Critical Role did, whereas Critical Role pretty much took off, and Critical Role is like a cult classic. Vampire the Masquerade, it's like the underdog. It is really good. There is a lot of intrigue. You actually see like consequences and you see like the long-term results of what the characters and players do. And honestly, I love it. Like if Vampire the Masquerade had its own version of D&D Beyond where you can just quickly and easily make characters, then I think it would be just as popular as Dungeons and Dragons. You have Tremere, who are like the wizards of Vampire Masquerade. They are vampires that can use magic, and their whole thing is that in the world of darkness, there is a different. You can in World of Darkness, you have what is called a mage. Mages have awakened minds that allow them to use magic. And so usually what happens is if a mage were to be bitten and turn into a kindred, then they would more than likely blow up or die immediately. Which is why things like hybrids are so difficult and so unstable. Like if a vampire were to try and turn a werewolf, then either the werewolf would die, it would become a hybrid, become unstable, and just wreak havoc, or some other issues would happen. You have changelings, which are fae, and it's hard for them to be turned into vampires or have an awakened mind. You have demons, and demons are essentially fallen angels who come up from hell, and they have different games. Like they may be, like you may play a fallen who wants redemption and return to heaven as an angel, or you may have a fallen who wants to like sow discourse and deceit. You have wraiths, and wraiths have their own system and their own rules that they need to follow, where they sort of eat emotions and they eat memories and different things like that. They can possess people and different things. World of Darkness is it's a very grounded system that is based in mysticism, though it's not something fantastical like you see in Dungeons and Dragons. World of Darkness in general is our world, but there is a hidden world in our world. Hence the name World of Darkness. And I think that the entire franchise has a lot of potential that it just needs to be seen more. Like people should watch it more. It's really good. Like honestly, it is really good. I'm not just saying that to say that. World of Darkness is a really fun, really good game. And I would love to play it. I just need to get friends and get people together to play a game. So what I'm doing or what I decided to do is I actually just chose to draw lines to sort of show the basic idea of what's going on and what's happening. Because if I were to spend too much painstaking time, then I would lose myself. I wouldn't be able to quickly adjust and plan for the other scenes and future frames that I'd have to focus on and do. Mm. It's been taking a while, but this animation is coming together and I really enjoyed working on it. So after I finish the hair, which is difficult in its own right, then I just need to work on the eyebrows, the nose, and different sort of ridges, and then I need to work on the mouth. Then after that, I can work on her jogging partner, and I'll have to do different things for him. I may just cop out and give him like a hat or something and like a trench coat. No, I'm not gonna do that. And then I'll be done with scene 3. It is coming along nicely. It is taking me some time, but it's been nice working on this. I've enjoyed working on this, and it at least feels to me like my animation skills have improved. Now, when I do, and I'm sorry I'm talking around different points, but when I do her eyes, I think what I'm going to end up doing is probably creating some sort of masking layer. So then I can draw the eyes in the bounds of the masking layer so that I don't have to worry too much. If my word choice makes sense. Um, it's just been so fun and so nice working on this world, and it feels like, and I'm not gonna lie, it does feel like I've been dragging along, not purposefully, but this is a project that's taken me some time. And sometimes I get afraid, like, oh my gosh, I'm going too slow, or oh my gosh, this looks horrible. What if people don't like it? But with each stream, and as I work more and more on this, I get more views, I get more likes, I get more subscribers. So that is telling me that people are interested, or people are at the very least curious, and that's enough. That is enough. You guys are enough. Anyone who is watching this far and has gotten this far, I want to say thank you. Thank you for clicking on. Thank you for tuning in. And at the very least, being curious about me and being curious about my work. I'm thankful that I've come this far and I have people who have shown interest. And I'm glad that people are enjoying what I'm working on and what I'm doing. Mm. And I've even been working on this off stream because over the past few days, and I'm just going to be honest, over the past few days, I have started to, I want to say, slow down. Like, my nerves have sort of gotten to me, and there have been moments where I felt almost kind of hopeless. I'm not going to lie, but I've also I almost ran into the habit of only opening anime and only drawing when it's time to stream. But I quickly got over that. I quickly grab of control, and now I'm not just drawing when I stream anymore. Now I'm actually drawing in my free time as well. And whenever I'm not doing other things. So this has been really nice. This has been a really nice experience, and I've really enjoyed and really loved working on this. And I sip some water, I talk a little bit, I take like a 5 or 2 minute break, then I get back to drawing and I get back to the grind. And this is really nice. I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed working on this and doing this. And I am sort of questioning, maybe I should stream longer. Maybe I should maybe I should stream longer. Maybe I should find subjects to talk about. Or I don't know. I think that the 1 hour streams are like the 1.5 hour streams are good for me because I don't drone on and I just get to the point. Or rather, I'm not keeping too much of you guys' time. Like, I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to spend hours on end just watching me draw. You guys just want to check in, see how I'm doing, and leave. Like I think that's what happens with a lot of streamers and a lot of animators is people will tune into their stream, they may watch for a few minutes, then they cut back out. And they may come back later just to see how that streamer is doing, and then they'll watch a little bit more, then they'll cut back out and they'll watch something different or do something else. Which, I mean, I'm not against. Like, who am I kidding? I've done the same thing. I don't think anyone really watches a stream from beginning to end. What they may do is that they may just tune in every couple minutes during the stream. They may watch the person talk or do whatever. Then they'll leave for a little while. If they think about it, they may come back just to see how that person is doing again, then they'll leave again. And that's just par for the course. That's just life because even if you do have your fans, they're probably not gonna want to watch you for hours on end. They may like watch a few minutes, leave, come back, watch it again. Cause I know I've done the same thing. Like before I was more active on YouTube, I watched YouTube. I think that's everybody. I think everybody before they started making their own content just watched YouTube. And I was never a really big stream watcher. I never really watched a lot of streams, but even then, like when I did watch streams, I didn't really watch them from beginning to end. I watched a few hours or a few minutes, then I would leave, watch another video, or I had like some chores to do, something else. Then I would come back at a later date to watch some more. Which is why it's a nice thing, and which is why I'm also glad that with YouTube they save your streams and they upload your streams as full videos once you click in stream. And actually, I'm not gonna lie, there may be like at least in my case, there's like a few seconds of a delay where not a few seconds, but like a few minutes delay where the stream won't pop up, or I'll have to go to my playlist, and that's where I'll see the stream. Anyway, I digress. It gives people a chance to see you on their own time. And that's what you want. That's what I personally like is I like giving people the option of seeing me and the option of tuning in with me and my content later. That's what I love and that's what I value most. Things are coming along nicely. So I think what I want to do, or what I'm going to try to do, is I'll probably have elements from the previous frame sort of trickle over. Like you may see some foreshortening where there may be a piece out here that sort of just ends in a line, and then it will come up and over. Then I will have other pieces. I do want to have like the top part of the hair sort of obscure the hair tie because it's again that sort of jerking motion where with foreshortening things get obscured. But with that, I'm gonna need to do this real quick. So I think what I'm gonna do is after, well, not after, but actually, yeah, I was on the right track. After I finish this frame, I think I'm going to work on the background because, oh, and I already finished the previous background. I finished, yeah, I finished the previous assets where I had to do all those buildings, do the street signs, different things like that. And so for this one, I think what I can do is so I'll make like the actual road and the ground one layer. I'll draw the sidewalk on top of it. These buildings right here will be their own layer. Then I'll have a layer farther back for these buildings up here, the floating islands, the sky, and I'll probably do some things in After Effects where you'll see like floating islands maybe bobbing up and down. They'll be really slight because again, they're in the farther background. So I don't want them to be too exaggerated. Because one of the things I also learned is that the farther something is away, sort of the slower it moves. So yeah, that's something to account for. But the farther something is away, the smaller it appears and sort of the slower it moves. So for these floating islands in the background, there's going to be some slight bobbing. There'll be a few seconds of it being still, and then it's going to bob back up. And I'll probably have like small chunks of rock and earth around these as well, just to really sell the I want to say liveliness or the ambiance of the animation as well, because again, the whole backstory and the whole lore behind this setting, this location, is after the event known as the Cascade. When magic came back, it recharged the land. So now the terrain and environment have altered. And so specifically what happened in this city is when the land was suffused with magic, it caused one of the effects to be floating islands. And with floating islands and floating buildings is that there's no just concrete one chunk of land that is floating. Usually you're gonna see, at least that would sell the environment, and it would sell also the ambiance if I had like small chunks of rock and boulders that were free floating as well as maybe a few other things. And so the issue I'm running into with, at least with the art and the environment, is I am trying to draw a magical utopia, though not a technological utopia or a pure magic utopia. I'm trying to draw science fantasy, though some of the few examples of science fantasy that we have are stories like, not just stories, but universes like Shadowrun and steampunk. I will say that I could have used DC or Marvel as some inspiration, but their issues is when you go to their sort of futures, it is very technological centric. And that's what I'm trying to veer away from. I don't want to go too technologically advanced. I guess a good example I could go with is probably maybe a show like The Winx Club. Like, I watched The Winx Club when I was younger, and they had, and their sort of universe was really nice because it was that amazing blend of technology and magic. Though I don't want to go too high tech because, again, the sort of time frame is around 2050, 2060. So while there would still be many technological and magical advancements, I don't want to go too far. Like, technological implants aren't a thing in this world, but flying cars are. Um, People don't carry around wooden staves, they may carry around metallic ones, or people might carry around canes and walking sticks that look advanced or look like a step above what we have now. And so, what I can do is I can set about guidelines for myself that I can draw and sort of establish, but it's going to be hard for me to really think in depth. And I think one of the things that I need to do, or probably should have done, is probably just take an afternoon or take a few days to just draw some concepts. Like, I have concepts of the world, and I did have concepts of like cataco- cataclysmic events and cities, but I didn't really take the time to just draw it. And that may end up being a sort of, I want to say, art project or thing I may do on my own, is just taking the time to draw sort of settings, fashion, different things like that. So yeah, I may end up doing that. Just drawing a few slight things to sort of wind down and get my head in the right space for this. Hmm. Okay, everyone. I think I've held up your time for quite a while now. I've almost reached an hour and 30 minutes. So, anyway, I won't keep you guys any longer. I'm glad you guys stopped by. I'm glad you guys watched and enjoyed for however much it was worth. It was really fun. This stream was really nice. It was nice to just chill, get back in the groove of things, and talk with people, talk with you guys. Anyway, I guess I should do my outro thing. If you enjoyed, and only if you really enjoyed, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share even. This has been Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art, and I'll see you guys in my next video or stream. Have a nice day. Bye.